Guess what? Fixed it. Yeah, I know. Double flat thumbs to infinity thrice, and welcome to Flatearday. Holy shit. Double flat thumbs. Yes. Oh, sweet Jesus, we fucking got there. Guys, you can't imagine how traumatic that was for myself just then. No camera, no audio, shitloads waiting. That was a fiasco, but I am so pleased that I'm here now. Yes. Camera's working. No video, no audio only, says Mark. I'm looking at me, Mark. I'm looking at me. I'm hearing me. How is that? Happy days. Thank you, Jay. That's very confusing there. So that's mixed bag there, Mark. I'm looking at myself. I'm good, my loyal Tangy. Big Kush, what are you saying? Okay, it's 2 p.m. there. That's no worries. Okay, sorry about it being an hour late. Great your end, Andrea. Thank you for that. Okay. Tina Baldacira. Good to see you, sweetness. You can see me, you can hear me. Good. As you can see, my friends are in. My family, my friends, my gang, my plants over there keep me company, my triffids. And we're looking good for a flat earth British bog. Oh my God, oh my days. Okay, we'll just go with it. We'll be all relaxed and happy. So, if you are new to my channel, what is happening here tonight will have echoes throughout time, because this is not just an ordinary YouTube vlog. This turns out to be one of the most, or the most important case in history that we have, or I have, and you have got sunk into our teeth into and come up with some crazy results which are overwhelming, that or what we say is true, that they stole a civilization. It's the biggest crime you could ever imagine. We had everything, and now we've all been enslaved into a taxation, everyone, you know, to exist on a lower vibrational experience, away from the creator, away from nature, away from the way we're supposed to vibrate in this place. But I 100% feel that a wave is going to go through consciousness where people will hear and people will feel and love again. I think that's coming. I definitely feel that is coming. So big truths to come in this, guys. We're going to talk about the facts that when eradicating a civilization, because a lot of people actually question that in this narrative. How is that even possible? Well, watch this post and you will see how they do it. And one way is by eradicating all of the records. Now, some of the most important records that have ever been kept since records started being kept, when they knocked up all of these buildings in the mid-1800s, when everything just apparently arrived out of nowhere. I strongly suspect by some of the, some of the discoveries and what we've been looking at in this post, that there was definitely something in the early to mid 1800s that had happened, like a full reset, and that these buildings that we witnessed and stuff are just left over from that mud flood that time. And as I will show you, even in the official narrative, guys, they tell you that they turn off years. They stop years, but we know that by 2020, it's like none of us are going to get our money back on 2020, are we? Well, you know, what exactly happened there? So they do, even in the official narrative. So they alter the calendars, they alter the time. If you think time's a thing, you will see while you watch this post now, when I fire through all this information and humorous stuff, etc., that time doesn't really exist. It will go really, really quick, the time you spend. Yeah, an hour, 2 hours. I'm guessing I lost an hour, and there was 22 links up there. There's only half that amount now, but that's okay, because I hopefully try and crank up tomorrow on maybe the think tank channel and get the rest of this information out. So we're going to be looking at the overwhelming and really creepy fact that they've been eradicating the records since apparently they've existed. So if you was to, look into your, evidence for, oh, no, we're definitely connected to our ancestors, this in the records. Well, the records didn't even exist in the 1850s. Before then, they were parish records. The records we're talking about have been accumulated sometime in the past, probably parish records too, and they've been burnt along with these massive Tartarian halls of records, or in some cases census bureaus, but where they keep the records. And I got a strong suspicion not many records existed after the bombardments of World War II in Europe. I got a feeling that they were definitely on the target. Hitler was burning books after all. What books was he burning? Anything that told you about the cultural heritage and the existence of another history was burnt. And they've done it over and over again, guys. They introduce a new history, a new narrative. It's easy to do when they got the education system and all the books and the libraries, the Carnegie libraries. Also, just shit out of nowhere. Carnegie's got so much money, he'll just build a library or two. In the case of my city, I think we got 3 Carnegie libraries everywhere in Christendom. He got so much money. But the library, and it's all controlled because it's all based on globe belief and evolutionary belief and all the other beliefs, which are not actually a reality. So I've been going around the community in the last 24 hours, very smug because of all what I'm going to show you tonight. Feeling smug with myself. I'm feeling smug because I knew that the space rocket going up to the moon was never going to go and do shit. In fact, I bet 5,000 Monopoly pounds that it would explode on the platform, but it didn't explode. It just had a leaky willy. Because let's face it, rockets are just willies. And it had a double leaky cryo leak willy experience. So it won't be going up anywhere anytime soon. But according to Don Petite, we would go back to the moon in a microsecond, but we destroyed it all. And now they just shit it out of nowhere again, and everyone just forgets. But I'll just remind you of how stupid all of this is. In fact, that's what I like to look at, because I'm a sarky bastard. And basically, I like to look at the irony and the stupidity and the ridiculousness of it all, including space rockets. We're going to have a look at that. We're going to have a look at the origin of photography, which may blow your minds concerning Charles Wheatstone's invention of the stereoscopic image in 1838. They start out crispy HD 3D images, as long as you've got a stereoscopic viewer, which I would like to have, by the way. You can get them on eBay. And we're going to think about 1,000 things besides Mag Lev technology. We're going to think about comedy. It will not be too dirty. And 1,000 things. We're going to think about vampires. But we had a bit of a mind-blowing week on the Flat Earth British think tank. A discovery sent in a screenshot, I think by Steve, of really, really spooky goings-on in San Francisco, 1906, where there seems to be a couple of, how can I describe them? Well, my description is they're all staticky. They're all staticky. They're not really there. They're really, really fucking weird and scary and creepy. So if I do creep any of you out in this post, this is not my intent, although I am a bit creepy. Let's have fun. Live in the now. Forget about your worries, your aches and pains. Look what Martin just went through. Yeah, I could have had a complete mental breakdown, gone off and cried for the rest of the night, and leave you flat to daylessness. And that would not be fair. Okay. So 355 of you. I actually have had no chance to do any sharing or anything outside of that Harid affair, which I just did just now. I was wrecked, my Brian. So please make sure to share this out. And I'll have to do all that a little bit later. So we're going to stuck straight into the juice for tonight, guys. Okay. Make sure, as I said, share this out and do all the good YouTube shit things. This is not an ordinary YouTube video. Whether you know it or not, and we've uncovered something massive, really creepy, and it's like the biggest case. And I know in my heart that I know we're onto it. And I know that no one's looked into this before. When you piece it together, it's so easy, guys, to bust these fuckers. They've tried to sweep it all into the carpet. And when I give you a lowdown on what exactly they did in the latter half of the 1800s and the early 1900s, it's just mind-blowing and unavoidable, because it's all in the official narrative. I'm trying to think what they did off the record. So we're going to have a look at all that, guys. Okay, so we're going to get stuck straight in today. I can't believe my camera just magically come on like that after all what it put me through. So let's give a few of you shouts anyway. So thank you for being patient with me. I really am sorry about that. I feel rotten. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Tanika. Joy to the world. Andrea, Truth Seeker, Flayed Earth, whatever that says, MT. Okay, Pamela Pan Becker. 1,000 people watched my last post just now with absolutely shit all going on. Loyal Tangy, any of my friends that were there, speak up now. Forever hold your peace, because I do not know. Come on, I need that moral support. Liz India, all of you. Flat Earth Britishness. Yeah, that epic, magical feeling of epic, fucking epicness. Okay. Fucking beautiful. Arctic Voids. Them words just resonate through my being like a kiss from angels. Thank you for that. Mark, we're all good now, Mark. Don't worry about it. Vivianus, good to see you. Teresa, okay. There are a few of you all because I know some of your spidey sense has been tingling. Probably some of you got be cheesed off waiting, went off and made wok stuff, and left Flat Earth British. But you must come back. Send our psychic signals out right now. Come back. Master of Disaster is onto the shit. His juice overfloweth. In fact, this Saturday night, Flatterday night, I'm the juiciest person around. No, I really am. Tyler, Android. There's better ways of being juicy. Juicy with Intel. Ionas, good to see you. Martin, good to see you, my friend. That's just weird in itself. Jolly Man, good to see you. All right, then. Let's get into the juicage. Bob, who's back. Right. Thank you, all of you that voted in my competition. 300... Over 300 of you voted in my question in my community message yesterday. Who would win? My fight question. Who would win, Bruce Lee or John Wick? And overwhelmingly, Bruce Lee obviously won. He got a lot of fans. I had people really getting serious about this question and giving me full kung fu explanations as to why Bruce Lee would win. I think his jiu-jitsu was far superior. We really thought this out, which I knew might happen. So that was a great thought experiment. I really enjoyed it. Thanks so many for taking part, joining me in with my partiness. Says a lot, really. Good job I didn't say Bruce Lee versus Neo. You'd be in serious trouble then. Think that one out. Neo can fly. Bruce Lee can fly though, can't he? And he's got nunchucks, which never run out. The plot thickens, right, Steve? The plot thickens indeed. Make sure to share this out. We're going to get straight into the juicage. Enjoy your stay here. I do apologize for all the chaos, but it actually makes it more special in my Brian. Okay? Have fun. Enjoy. Don't give a fuck. Okay. We're starting here. Sorry if it's freaking you out, but in our investigations of San Francisco, which you picked apart a million times, I haven't, because like them Indians or the Native Americans, which couldn't see Columbus's ships because they had no frame of reference. It's like selective blindness. I had selective blindness for these two. Okay. Now, it is a color altered image. Okay. So it's been colorized, but still, they're in nasty habits. I can guess that people wear habits like that in 1906, but they got weird hairdos and they look like the guy out of Prometheus, and they're prop pale like vampires, And let's not, ignore the fact that they are hiding from war, and that their vibration is seriously off. Seriously off. Okay. There's also another couple of freaks hiding around, like this little guy here who's like Inspector Gadget. There's a few of them. This tall guy as well. There they are. Oh God, they're really, really scary looking. So what are they? And they're at the terminal, where nothing makes sense. The terminal means dead. And everyone just arrives 2 days or 3 days later out of this weird ass realm that we're looking at. What it is, what these are. He's a bit weird. What about that one there? Because these are like ladies, so I guess in maybe 5'8", something like that. Or are they men? It's difficult to say because they look like ghosts. They're pale. They got this weird fucking hairdo going on. Notice the hairdo? What's this? Is this a man? It's not a kid. It's a man. It's a little freaky man. It's like a Twilight Zone times 10. My poor Brian is not right. All of this, and so there they are. There, see that weird hairdo? They both got like duck's asses or some sort of. He looks like George Dawes. What's the score, George Dawes? He does. Here, and that little weird one there. So yeah, with our ongoing investigation with San Francisco, I stumbled upon something. Apart from it was like the big robbery going on, because all of the safes apparently found welded closed with the heat of all of the fires. So they had to break them open to get all the money out. They shot a few people, apparently. They tried to rob the safes. It was a big robbery going on. This is apparently the first tram that came out after the disaster. Everybody just clambers on it. And a whole load of people. Now, I did discover this week, because I basically seen an article saying that they've been recently released, and I couldn't find them anywhere on the internet, but I managed to discover them or find them in the Library of Congress. I thought they would be there, and these are them. Not seen before. There's amazing footage, film footage, but I won't be able to show it to you in this vlog. I'm just letting you know. I got it for future dates. Now, in San Francisco itself, in the events that happened, you may or may not be aware that this building here, which is City Hall, and this strange triangle, which all of these civic buildings are on, gets partially destroyed. And this rotunda, which looks like the Oxford camera, is the Hall of Records. And it gets completely gutted in the San Francisco fire. So all of the records of all of the people and stuff got destroyed in San Francisco. So how many fires with records in America and Europe and Britain do you think has happened? Well, I can only tell you about a few. I've cut it down now because the vlog will be shortened. But I can assure you there's been hundreds. This is in the American Midwest, and it is the National Personnel Records fire in 1975, which destroyed all U.S. Army records. So that's all the records of what happened in Vietnam, Korea, and all their other escapades. All of the records got destroyed in that fire there for the military. That's convenient. This is the major fire that happened in the 1836 U.S. Patents Office fire, which destroyed all patents and inventions up and until that point. Isn't that interesting? Look at the size of that building. And this part here is also attached to the Capitol building, is also a Hall of Records, which apparently suffered some damage in a fire in the past. Cincinnati Library, one of the best libraries you can imagine, just like the Library of Alexandria, got cooked, cooking the books, cooking the information, the old knowledge from the old world. I'm guessing some of these books still exist. That is also be destroyed. The Reichstag itself, which you may or may not know, was destroyed and blamed on communists and a precursor to trouble in World War II. Was also a hall of records, and all the records were destroyed in the Reichstag fire. So there it is, the return to building. Apparently, it's been built in the 1850s by lazy ass gold prospectors with all this beautiful world attached to it, which looks just like the Great Expositions style architecture. And that's off Hitler. He had a burning of the book ceremony in 1933, when he first came to power. Burn all of the books and information. And this is from Indiana Jones movie. They show you it there where they're burning all the books. And the Reichstag was also a records office. And there's that giant office with all of the records. Now, this is the Los Angeles Records office, which caught fire, burnt down, and then it was a big Tartaria building destroyed with all of its records. This is interesting. This is that triangle in San Francisco that I just showed you, Rotunda and City Hall, and all of the apparent older world of San Francisco, which, according to this picture, shouldn't really exist in this manner at all. These big, massive, stately homes. But this thing here is where the information records are kept. This returns, as you can see, this took is completely gutted, and the fire, although the building itself is intact, but the records, along with everything else in this area, were incinerated. So you would not believe how many of these fires have taken place. My friend Nora, she's probably in chat right now. She's from Dublin lands. They had a big fire. The whole of records burnt down. There's a lot of suspicion. It was attributed to something called the Big Wind, which basically, I guess, stoked the flames in the fire. Hall of Records in Dublin burns to the ground. Loads of people watching. And this is in 1922. All of the records of all of the people from this area all burned. Isn't that handy? So I could just pull off a lot of cities, a lot of libraries, even the city I'm in now, Canton Library burnt down, Birmingham Central Library, all records burnt down, 1900. All records burnt in Birmingham Library. This is sinister. This is the side of said records office in Dublin, and this gaping big hole in the side. I don't know if they banged their way through, or this is like some sort of like melted big beam has hit it, or something. It was a cannonball. Surely wouldn't do that, or artillery piece. I don't know. But yeah, that's sinister in itself. It's that little discovery of that photo there. And the way this is all smashed as well. Something's hit this, not just fire. This is supposed to be on fire, yet all of this is smashed. You see? And something else has happened. So Dublin's records conveniently burned to the ground as well. And this is Cork. During the Troubles, the British troops basically had a burning frenzy in the city of Cork using incendiary bombs, okay? And they destroyed the Carnegie Library and the City Hall were destroyed, okay? So in Cork, all of the information, all of the books and records were destroyed by the British Army in the Troubles. But this is the weirdest one. Censuses. So in 1890, census fires and others burned genealogy records. And what you find is this many times, excuse me, that was our census office, not the paintings, got that later. 1896, 1921, and 1890 was census fires. Thousands of family history researchers cursed the loss of almost entire 1890 US census after leaving its destruction due to a fire nearly a century ago. Genealogists quickly began to skip that year. So like that year just doesn't even happen because everything's gone, including city directories, tax records. That's convenient. Okay. And also happens on these dates too. So censuses, census, the people who were year before, all information of who was there, and the reasons for the fires, as you can expect, complete bullshit, like the American city fires. It just goes on. So halls of records. By the menu, I'll give you a little rundown on some of them now. So just look at this image a minute.
From the Library of
volume of that. Oh, shit. The Library of Congress. Well, I just hit you up with this. So this is San Francisco disaster film that they apparently made of San Francisco burning. Take a closer look at that film, and I will tell you how many fires have happened which have destroyed records. So LA, records destroyed. San Francisco, Chicago, Washington, main records destroyed. All of them dates for the censuses destroyed. Dublin destroyed records. Reichstag destroyed records. Ellis Island immigrant records destroyed in a fire. I shit you not, guys. National personnel records, fire. All records, all military, destroyed. And then you've got the 1836 US Patents Office, fire. All patents before that date, inventions, burnt in fires. Along with, I guess, in World War II, World War I, and all of the bombing campaigns that have happened, I'm thinking that not only the Tartarian architecture has been attacked, but the records for the previous occupants of this realm, which got destroyed. And this place includes in its royal heritage and imposters. The controllers that are here now are not from here. They've anchored here. They've hijacked a beautiful, peaceful, loving, highly spiritual civilization, which we are. You know it, you feel it. And they've taken everyone so far away and down this demonic path of death cult and everything about death and religion. You know, it's just, you know, fuck them, to be frank, guys. Just fuck them. Fucking raid heaven and hell and fuck the lot of them. They don't that's not going to help any of us in anything, just any of that thinking. We've only got one another, and that's the union. That the union of the people is where the power is at, and the pure power is with the people. We don't need no invisible fuck all who does fuck all to help us. We're the power here, guys. This is our realm. We manifest it. We're the gods here. So, yeah, you're looking at that picture and you're thinking, that's really weird, Matt, because it looks like a model. Yeah, it is. So apparently, after the whole of San Francisco's burned, they found the time in the following year to rebuild the entire city in a model, and then set it alight. Now, I'm wondering whether they had the model to see how San Francisco would burn, and we're seeing that in this film before they actually torched it in whatever manner. Isn't that weird, guys, that they would do that? Build a model. But you got to think about it, guys. You know, this San Francisco world, big high-tech electric trams, etc., is completely destroyed. And as I showed you, film 1907, not much is back up and running. The city looks pretty much still. Yet, they lead you to believe that they built all of this entire city back and the Pan-Pacific World Exposition 9 years after it all looks like Armageddon. No, sorry, that's just stupid even believing this. It's too much for my imagination to even behold. Okay, now thinking about them, we're going to move on now. So I could go on and on about how many record halls have been eradicated, and I definitely do think that they are trying to sweep under the carpet the previous occupants by getting rid of the records, bringing in a new history, a new bullshit narrative. On we go with the stage show, blah blah blah. Okay, but even by exposing that, I can't believe anyone hasn't done it before. It shows you clearly, especially with Ellis Island and, you know, the war records, that they're hiding the past. And that's the end of it. And we know why. So we're going to talk about vampires. Now, according to a lot of, you know, in thinking about them weird nun things in San Francisco, if they're not like interdimensionals or whatever's going on, vampires, I think, are going on. I really do think they're a thing, because there's a lot of Middle Ages texts which state that they are a thing. So her or him, okay, I got a feeling Megan Fox got bigger bollocks than me, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong. She says so, though, in the film Jennifer's Body. Now, that's a dude's face anyway, but Megan Fox admits, and I'm guessing you've all seen this, admits that she drinks blood for ritualistic purposes. And we know about the other sort of sacrilegial fucking blood drinking stuff that the elites are supposed to be up to. But she admits it freely. Okay, she admits it freely with this Machine Gun Kelly faggy bloke that she goes around with. Insipid, all of it. Makes me want to fucking vomit. So what if, the narrative for the Jennifer's Body film, if you haven't seen it, I think they're actually telling you the truth, and all of this has really happened, is what I'm thinking. They would do that, Hollywood. Is that they have to sacrifice a virgin, this rock band, so they can be the biggest, greatest rock band in America. And this band is based on the Killers. Now, no shit, the Killers get to be the biggest band going, and they're not even that good, are they? But they're Satan's little bitches. For Brandon Flowers, he's Satan's little girl, isn't he? And they're pushed like there's no tomorrow, and are like super killers, and they're called the Killers. Now, the idea is that she was not a virgin when she was sacrificed, and she came back, but she had to keep drinking blood in order to regain her youth back. Now, we all know about the adrenochrome narratives, guys. We'll have a little look at that later. Some of these people, I can't imagine what's going on. Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo. J-Lo is younger than she was when she was Jenny from the Block, guys. What's going on with that? I know what you're all saying. She hangs low. I don't know about that. I'm just saying, how are they staying so fucking young? I'm not saying the same for her. And look at the size of her man apple there. But it's not like she's hiding it or anything. So she admits freely that she drinks blood, like there's nothing going on. Like, yeah, we're all doing it now, sort of thing.
And I was a topic of conversation and gossip and punchlines. It's just a few drops, but yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion for ritual purposes. I know I can't protect them forever. Hi, I'm Megan Fox, and this is...
The thing about being an evil motherfucker, okay, it's like sinning, isn't it? It's like sinning is like a credit card, yeah? You have now, you pay later. She's going to pay dearly, this one. So what if... these people are vampires, and they keep coming back. These doppelgangers. Now, we've all seen them. Stacks of Hollywood stars that got doppelgangers in the past. I got told somebody seen me abroad. I can't imagine there being another Martin. That sounds farcical. But there's so many of these. But this one, you can't tell me that's not Eddie Murphy. It is Eddie Murphy. And Justin Timbersnake was around in the old days as well. Steve Martin, he hasn't changed, and he's still a woman. A man with two brains. That is Steve Martin. And this shill, he came out flat, but then he's like standing in the desert with a mask on, saying, "Make sure you wear your mask." Is Matthew McConaughey. I don't think that looks like him. Yes, it does. Oh, Nicolas Cage in the old days is definitely Nicolas Cage. So what if they just got photos like they do in Wonder Woman when she's in the First World War, and they like literally drink blood and they live for hundreds of years? What about Trump being General Patton? He's got a bit of the Pattons about him, isn't he? Might just got a bit of the Mussolinis about him too, hasn't he? I think that Baron Trump is possibly the Antichrist, if that was a real thing. If he's not, he should be. He'd be a good one. And here is, hang on a minute, is Bruce Willis, MacArthur Park. He's got a bit of the MacArthurs about him. So, yeah, this case is getting really exciting. I can't wait to just, what happens when we get to the final truth of it all? What exactly will happen? They got to fuck off, haven't they? Surely. If everyone gets to know, I mean. So here's that guy who plays Harry Potter, and he looks exactly the same when he was a girl as this time when he's a girl. Orlando Bloom definitely got a double in the past. I don't know who that is. I can't remember her name. Oh my God, Hugh is Oscar Wilde. That makes perfect sense, actually. And Bill is in fact Lincoln. Bill Nye is Lincoln. Bill Nye is Lincoln. And Curiosities, you get a lot of him. And apart from him being completely insane, I think he's definitely a vampire as well. That interview with a vampire thing going on, there's John Travolta there. Yeah, I wonder if he was a good dancer back then as well. And I love the look at that spiteful little bastard face on him. Yeah. So they've literally twinned him with a Huguenot. That tickles me, that, because they're like not a very good looking dynasty, are they? Oh, what about that dungeon ass woman? She's insipid, isn't she? Jesus Christ, I can't believe anyone actually has sex with that woman, male or female. And she turns out to be a prolific American author. Oh, and that's an American rap star, and I don't know which one. I'm not even going to pretend I know what that is. Could be Jay-Z, is it? I don't know. I'm Welsh. I don't know about stuff like that. But he's in a mud flood, and it looks exactly like he does in the old days. What about that little dwarf guy out of the Lannister guy who's got normal children? So that Lannister guy there, you think if he's going to be a vampire and keep going back, he wouldn't choose to be like, well, a dwarf all the time, because that would be stupid. There he is, batshit crazy. Crazy as a bag of bats, Keanu Reeves. He's in the past as well. So Greta Thunberg, I'm going to actually stop taking a piss out of her, guys. I didn't even realize she was Down syndrome. So, hats off to her strength. And for whatever she says, I didn't even know. And I've been dishing her like fuck, so I feel really bad about it now. Okay. Greta Thunberg. Neil Tennant. He's really good, Neil Tennant. Quite like him as an actor. And, oh my God, that is Neil Tennant. And they made him Doctor Who just so happens to be what? Yeah, apart from a Time Lord, he's a time traveler. And he doesn't die, he regenerates each time they give him a new body. I'm sure you know about. No, that's not fair, because, well, basically, Sylvester Stallone hasn't got bruises in every film. Most, but he does look like Sylvester Stallone, got the lips going on and stuff. Vampires, I do not know. They could be a thing. She says they drink blood, and the narrative for that film is that she drinks blood to stay young, and then she admits that she does it in real life, and she's a switcheroony, and then you got stacks of Hollywood stars that look like people in the past, and I don't know. Anyway. So Don Petite, yeah, Tom Petite, poor Don. Yeah, he's not fair, Don. So he admitted or said, yeah, I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. But the fact is, guys, is we basically chucked all the telemetry away, and it's a painful process to bring it back. We will never, ever, ever be able to do it in the history of humanity, because it's all gone until like about 4 years' time, when they'll just shit a rocket out called Artemis, which I'm guessing, not even looking into the etymology of it all, is a very sinister god of something or other, Greek something. Let's have a listen to Don. I don't know if he'll come through. Be very careful, because I don't get copyrighted, like I always do.
In a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again. But going to Mars should be one of the next series of steps that humans do. The first step should be going back to the moon for a number of technical reasons and exploration reasons, and then after that, Mars, maybe high orbit in Venus atmosphere, maybe going to Europa. There's all kinds of
right. That's quite enough of that. Stupid. Now, Don, you got to feel sorry for him. Look, you got to stop taking cocaine for one thing. His head's gonna fucking pop off his ass in a minute, and It's just like, it's proper demented, but they make him do that deliberately. So yeah, apparently, let's have a look. Artemis, is it? Artemis, like, it didn't go up, and I basically, I went all over, last night saying I would bet you 5,000 Monopoly quids that this fucker won't go off, and it's had let's admit, it's a penis, and it's come out of nowhere, and it's going to go mooning it when hell freezes over. It's never going to happen. If it does go up, it'll go up. It can't go up very far because it'll hit the dome. So it'll go up. It'll come back down again. They'll retrieve it in the old Swanee later. And then it'll be straight to CGI like it always is in the next minute. And people are like, oh, there it is. It's already in space. Isn't this a miracle? And you have a load of seals clapping that are paid actors. And then anyone who's dozy and stupid watches it back in the virtual world thinking this is all real when they can't go to the moon. I wouldn't even think the moon is a physical object at this stage of the game. So that's silly. Go away already. Okay. Now, you've got to ask yourself this question, guys. You have to ask yourself, 700 of you watching. Oh, that's groovy. I never even shared it out. Would you share it out, please? And then I'll get on with all that caper later. Okay. So much love to you all. So James Webb, Blue Beam fried my Brian. James Webb images are all CGI, and there's videos out there with actually them telling you how they make them. So yeah, in 1838, the beginning of photography, they got 3D stereoscopic images. This guy invented it, and his name is Charles Wheatstone. Charles Wheatstone, and he's got a nice Tartaria building in the back, but they take all of these photos right up until, I guess, in the First World War, stereoscopic viewers were used. Travels the world, India, as you can see. And if you had a viewer, you'd be able to see that in crispy HD 3D. So you've got to ask yourself, look at this ghosty films as well, look. Little devil there, ghosts. You've got to ask yourself, guys, how come it starts out as 3D stereoscopic photography, and then it gets to the 1970s, and you can't even get a decent image out of your Polaroid camera? So it really is spooky, like we're going backwards. In fact, all of the styles, the fashions, the music, definitely, yeah. And everybody's gone like Saturday Night Fever. And, well, not everybody, but the music is like blasting out the 80s, and it's like we're going backwards. And like I mentioned earlier, guys, we could wake up one morning and everything would just be black and white, like monochrome. But we won't know what color is because basically we've been made to forget, and we'll all be going around in a black and white world like they probably were in the black and white. They're probably in a black and white world. They probably took the color out of that realm. I bet you there's a dimension or a realm without any color in it. What's the date on that? Copyright. Ooh. Oh, I don't know. I thought it said 1907. So some ladies going to have a dip. Oh, very risky. I can see your ankles. And dogs were more intelligent than a lot of people. You get the day. See, these are called books. They destroyed a lot of them, as I mentioned earlier. And use Wilbur, right, going up on the first plane. And then, like, within a week, they'll have jets. And use the inauguration of Roosevelt. And you can have that in crispy clear. Well, it's not clear, that one, but it is stereoscopic. And this is how you're going to get your history in the past, apparently, is in stereoscopic, beautiful imagery. First, Great War of the Americas. Oh, not the first. The American Civil War, which was a really nasty affair, apparently. 1860s, stereoscopic, nice HD images, and everything goes downhill from there. First wagon train entering Petersburg. So probably American Civil War narrative. And Polar Records. And there's some guy there. He's just, oh, I know. Everything is, the whole world is apocalypse. But I'll just get my easel out and I will paint the city hall all burnt which is just weird in itself. So yeah, you got to ask yourself why they're like that at the 1838 technology, and then everything goes downhill later. So they started super fantastic, and everything went backwards from there. No, they were that advanced back then. So we're gonna have a little giggle and get on with some juice, because that was all stressful that back then, guys, wasn't it? I've only been going 46 minutes. Grounded Extracts, much love to you. Happy flatter day vibes to you guys. Okay. So one of my favorite books, Charles Dickens' Copperfield. So there's a lot of that about. So not by me, because that would be improper. Making everyone happy is impossible. Pissing them off is a piece of cake, and I like cake. So yeah, I'm guessing there's loads of people can't stand me, and I am annoying. I am really annoying, and I do appreciate that. But I'm all right with that. It doesn't matter. I don't know. That's not funny. It just slipped in there. They were vain in the past as well, weren't they? See this? That's not going to stick around. I seen a TikTok the other day. Not that I watch it. Comes up like on Facebook, and it was a young girl, and she was not buying the agenda at all. She said, and we know what you're trying to do with all of this vanity and this makeup and all of this, like, just everything about, vanity. And realizing that, women don't really need all of that. That's down to just, well, sorry, not to be personal or anything. It's down to insecurities, isn't it? Just don't, a beautiful woman, I know she's beautiful. She don't need a lick of makeup. Jesus forgets the punchline. Shit, I bet that was important, guys. Guys, stand around. Behold, I have had a word from high, and it is... Yes, Father? I've forgotten. Shit. Can you imagine how different reality might have been? I know. So this is Bernstein Bears, not Bernstein Bears, hiding from the Jehovah's Witnesses, which I did exactly that today. They all came around the street. They were really scary looking. They were psychic, because one of them nudged the other and pointed up to my window where I was, and they couldn't see me, but they could psychic spooky Jehovah's Witness he sent me. And they knocked my door. It was a gentle tap. I was thinking about opening it and actually talking to them, but I couldn't actually look at them in the face or anything, because, I bet they were, I'll just say it, jabbed, and the rest of it. I can't be doing all of that. So when I come back on, I've got literally a C3PO in my hand, and this is for Brian Staveley. Brian Staveley, more calling Orson, come in Orson. I've got a C3PO in my hand, and we're going to bring it on live on camera, and you will be able to see whether Martin's C3PO is Mandela affected or not. Are you excited about that? Hi, Tommy Rogers. Good up to you, my brother. Right. We're a lot of Kung Fu this week. I've gone Kung Fu crazy. Yeah. This is a new form of Kung Fu, which I want to learn. I'm highly trained in the ancient martial art of fuck. Yeah. Try some of this shit, motherfuckers. Now, fuck is like brilliant, but you don't want to go up to somebody and say, look, I want to fuck you, because that could be wrongly construed. Or I'm going to fuck you up would be better. Okay, just remember that for future reference, guys. If you're going to go Kung Fu-ing, everyone needs to get Kung Fu-y. Yeah, like Hong Kong Fu-y, #1 super guy. Everyone's sitting around being like, not doing anything fighty. You need to spunk it up a bit. All this hippie stuff, then you get you killed. Anyway, holy fucking shit, It's a Lion by C.S. Lewis. That is one of the Chronicles of Narnia books you may have missed. But she doesn't seem alarmed by it. Did you know that was out? No, you didn't, did you? Understanding Kenny Rogers, Linus Horthner. Yes, it needs some deep understanding into the workings, the mental workings of Kenny Rogers. He's an enigma, after all. And I don't altogether dislike Kenny Rogers. I won't listen to his music or anything, because that would be gay. But he's really, really good. Not really. What about this? Woolen Unfuckables. Woolen Unfuckables is actually a knitting pattern magazine book from the old days. Woolen Unfuckables. Okay. Like I said earlier, I try to save. Well, I've saved a few fish now, but I'm saving fish from the sea, from their watery prisons. There's millions left to save. But the good news is, after they stop flapping about, they look a bit like this, where they're trying to breathe. And the breakthrough in fish taxidermy, so I can have like halibuts and soles stuffed. Not really. That would be weird. Taxidermy's weird anyway. Not as weird as this. This lady, yeah, she got a book on how to make apple head dolls by Brenna Dotson. Okay. So what you do you let the apple dry out first, I guess, and go moldy. So like you couldn't really do a model like making session in like half an hour. Grandkids, we're going to make apple head dolls. Because you got to wait for them to dry out and they'd be there weeks, wouldn't they? For pleasure and profit. So you can sell them as well. Actually, it's not a bad idea. Home taxidermy for pleasure, not profit. So yeah, if you've got any roadkill, stuff it and sell it. Is my advice to you. Paxo. My year works good. Not really. Oh, this is good. Signs of the second coming. Now you all know it's going to happen, guys. I can feel it in my water. Yeah, and signs are being shown to us. Atomic bombs, the speed of sound, space travel. Where we've all seen how successful that is tonight. Modernization. Oh yeah, we need more of that. We need more glass and corrugated iron. Book review. No, sorry, they burnt all them. Startling facts and figures. Okay. Israel. No, we'll leave them out of them. They run the internet. Communism. Yeah, we'll leave them out of it. They're them. Evolution. No. Space monkeys are not a thing. Yeah. No, not one animal has ever gone and turned into another animal in the history of anything ever. Population explosion. Oh, isn't that interesting? We have been talking about where everyone just shit out of nowhere, didn't we? Anyway. Jesus is better than hash. Okay. Let's have a little think about that, guys. Is Jesus' experience better than a hash blowout? A bong of sticky, icky Afghani black ash, guys, red seal, or a tingly toe from Jesus? Which one? Well, I'll tell you which one I'm choosing. I'm a hashashin, don't you know? Anyway, let's have a look at this weird religious cult. They've set up tents out in the middle of nowhere to grab their victims. There's one there. Church of Jesus Christ reveal meetings, preachings to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And on the sign that follows, deadly poisoning. Definitely, you need to brush up on that. Drinking. Deadly poisoning, drinking, they will train you in. Serpent handling. That might come in handy. And healing sick. Deadly poisoning, drinking, and healing sick. Okay. And that is by W.R. Tinker. Okay. Preacher W.R. Tinker. He tinkers. Okay. I think I'll stay away from that denomination or any denomination. Jesus, no name higher. Well, actually, except for Dave. Except for you, Dave. I'm beyond caring. Oh, St. Thomas's. Yeah, they got satanic exorcisms, guys, on Wednesday, the 7th of August. All the fried chicken you can eat for 50 cents. So dig. You can go and watch an exorcism. Yeah. Your mother sucks jelly babies in hell. Yeah. Mushy peas, head spinning round. And then eat some fried chicken. All you can eat for 50 cents. I might tell you what, I know what I'd be doing that afternoon if I lived in Kentucky. This happens a lot in the religious communities. They cure you with miracles, like that one I done earlier that you witnessed. Miracles. Get under the spout where the glory comes out. Okay, Papa. What's your favourite sin? Oh dear. I go. Yeah, come join us with public stonings next Sunday. Yeah. Somebody said the earth was flat and history was the truth. Okay, we're going to stone them on the weekend. Blasphemer. Oh, these are fucking fantastic. So their kid has a starking resemblance to a sloth. But it's a cute little kid, isn't it? Look at that. Looks just like his parents. Isn't it funny how pet owners eventually look like their pets? I mean, their hair. I mean, I seen a poodle the other day with all frizzy hair, curly hair. And guess what? Guess what hair its mother had? No, straight. Tricked you. So who's this then? Come on, I can see you all in chat. Let's have a vote. Who do you think this dude is? I know what you're all going to say. You're going to say, that's a young John Levy. He's got a bit of a Levy-esque going on. So who's this guy smoking a pipe? Anybody? Yeah, it's a cute little fella, Mad Pie. I like him too. I like sloths. I'd have a pet sloth. But I would have a koala bear first. Little Whiskey is right. It's Alistair Crowley, who was actually not always a baldy dude, but he has got Matthew Titus thinks he got a bit of the Levy-esque about him. No, Little Whiskey is evil. He's evil. Anyway, sex lives of animals without backbones. Have you ever seen how slugs have sex? Well, they got like 10-foot long penises, and they unravel them all at night, and then they sort of twirl it up with whatever female things going on, and they have slug babies. So slugs are born. Look into it yourself. They only do it under chairs at night. You won't be able to see it unless you get touched. Goes, but that would be weird anyway. So don't even bother. Queer Fish, yeah, by E.G. Bollinger. So I knew there was something going on. Yeah, but like I was thinking of, like save them. In watery prisons, they're miserable. Now, I posted this a couple of years ago, and I said to myself, that was unfair, Martin, saying Skegness is fucking shit, because I've really been there. I've been there now, this year, guys. And I can honestly say the Skegness is fucking shit. But don't beat yourself up if you're from Skegness, because we got Barry Island here in South Wales, and it is equally, if not, it's a little bit better. That's Skegness. I mean, it's fucking shit. Okay, so they want to tidying it up a bit. The fuck shit is this? I didn't know to this. Don't you just hate that when a food order turns up at the door you haven't paid for? No, you don't. Stop being weird. Oh, this is good. I only deal in high-end scrap unless you want to buy my order. By Tatty Ho. You in Oklahoma? That's nice though, isn't it? Friendly. So in the past, because everything is plagiarized, because no one can have an original thought except for on Flat Earth British, YouTube have been out a long time. Facebook, even longer. Skype, since the 1920s. Twitter, even longer. So they just rip it off, rehash it, tell the new generation, who are fast asleep at the moment, not all of them. Also brand new. Never done it all before. YouTube, look, since 1892, custom tuned. They didn't have tellies from 1892, but they might have. They might have. Anyway, newsflash: Asian photo of Jesus found, guys. Some of you just hit the floor, didn't you? It's okay. It's okay. I know. I felt the same. I know. So how old is photography? Well, at least that old. How to deprogram your Valley Girl? Well, my advice to anybody who actually meets anyone from the valleys, is do not try to deprogram her. Leave her be. They are highly dangerous creatures, not to be messed with, not to be made cross. And their rap is great. So this book may help you, but I wouldn't go down that road of trying to deprogram your Valley Girl, because they kick your fucking head in. Who remembers Grange Hill? Yeah, do you want me to do the theme tune? Ding, 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 ding. I can't do it. So they're all really old now. They got old. I didn't get old, but look at see Pogo Patterson. I literally had a fight with a kid over a Pogo Patterson argument. I'm not even joking. Yeah. So that was Tucker. Okay, Tokati ends up in EastEnders years later. No one can remember her. Trisha, my favourite one, is not actually on here for some reason. Trisha was beautiful. I loved her. When this program started, they were all in Form 1 in high school. I was in Form 1 in high school, so I literally grew up with these. Okay, I literally grew up with Grange Hill. I'm having a sad moment, guys. Join me in that sad moment. All right, I'm happy again now. Useless man, man of the 21st century. This man contributes absolutely nothing to society. He's lazy, he's unwashed, and just lies around all day eating chips. Wanking. So, 21st century man. Add a few pounds on that, they have. Anyway, let's moving on. Let's learn something together. This I never knew nothing about, and now I do. In World War II, yeah, that's right. We've gone from comedy to World War II. Okay, we'll get back to the giggle later. It's Flat Earth British, Squizzle. Let me investigate. No, you're just randomly exclaiming Flat Earth British, like that moment, like Flat Earth British. You're doing that, Squirrel. Yeah, I'm out. That's okay. I do that. Anyway, emergency boys. So these were initially thought up by the Germans, and then the RAF caught on and thought, fuck me, these are fantastic. So what the score is they are buoys which get towed out into, say, the Atlantic Ocean. They look a little bit like a submarine, but they got all of this room and bunks and kitchen inside. Brilliant. I wouldn't like to be inside there in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, but I guess then you're safe. So basically, the score is if your U-boat gets sunk or your plane gets shot down, you can go to one of these, Rescue Boy. And they look a little bit like a sub. And they had loads of them, and I've never seen them before. And I've looked into war all my life, guys. I swear, I've only seen these this week. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck are they? I did a little bit of research and I found out. You got rooms in here and stuff. And they were dotted around. Brilliant idea, but like completely new to me. I bet they saved loads of lives. I bet they rocked around in there, though. So, yeah, I've been doing a bit of sailing. My son's boat nearly got killed, but that's all right. It was good. It's fucking brilliant fun. My son, who is Welsh Dragon Metals, would you sub to him? It was in the descriptions box below in the previous but one video of us sailing and stuff. So it turns out it started fantastic. It was a bit choppy. And then all the boats in the world turns out, and then all of a sudden a bell started ringing when a bolt popped out the engine and fell into the sump. And then the wind, which was a 13-knot wind on our starboard bow here, blew us nearly into a grounding and ultimately losing the boat, being flung into the cold water, possibly to be smashed against the rocks and possibly die. But it never happened because basically a guy turned up out of nowhere with a rescue boat and he tied us off on a buoy. A rescue buoy, funnily enough. And basically, this is the locks. He tied us off on a buoy, and then we got through to the radio to like radio control and said, like, can you send someone out to rescue us, please? We've had engine failure. They answered with, it's bank holiday Monday. You'll have to stay there all night. I'm like, oh shit, I'm down to my last spliff. I needed to get back and I got no supplies and there's not really, basically anything on board. Oh shit. So I basically jumped down below and I fixed the engine with a carabiner clip and then we just chugged back into port, docked it beautifully and all was well. I saved the day. So it was beautiful weather. It's gone to autumn now. I'm a bit disappointed in all of that. So yeah, chaos. It's chaos in the locks. That's what I do on my time off. I constantly do this, basically. And in my spare time, I go sailing with my son, which is a fantastic thing because I'm a flat earther, you see. And, being inside Antarctica, that's my son. I have a grown son because I am, in fact, 55 next month. Hard to believe. I know, but it's true. So there's the famous Challenger Wales yacht. Went on the round the world yacht race and did very well. It's a training ship going through the locks. Beautiful, beautiful bit of shipage. Beautiful below decks. And they train, I don't know, disabled people and people with problems and stuff on that, which is very nice. So that's what I've been doing last weekend, which is why I never had a flatter day. Well, we're going to go through these shortly. I'm going to need a drink and I'm going to need to come back because I'm with Brian. Right, is Brian Stavely in the house? Brian Stavely in the house? Okay. Ready? Brian Stavely. C3PO. What colour is his legs? There's my little C3PO. Had him since 1977. George Lucas Corporation, which is a colloquial term for Satan. Not much of the old silver leggage going on there, and nothing to wiped off. Both gold. So Brian Stavely have seen that. Hope he makes a little video out of it. Martin has a C3PO, which has 2 golden legs. Ooh, suit you, sir. So how many have we got in chat? 688 of you, and I managed to mess up everything to begin with. I never. I just had pure, proper technical issues. Hi, Manny. Right, we have loads more to come. We are going backwards, as I will show you now. In something I was going to show you in my last post, but actually I missed it. We got thunderstorms coming here. Hurricane season, I guessing, is upon us. Right, get your happy hats on for the rest of this, guys. Okay, there's my happy hat. Awesome. Fucking awesome. So, get your happy hat on for the rest of this post. We got a load to get through now, guys. Okay. And time is getting on. We are an hour in or so. So, hi, Hugh. Good to see you. Steve Rogers, the plot Pickens. You got to say, use a spoonerism. It's better for breaking spells. I reckon that's why the Reverend Spooner actually did it. So one of my members, got membership thing going down, is Zamoxie, the legendary Zamoxie. Another, they got some bullshit narrative about Star Wars figures. They actually, hi, Hella. Yeah, I'm completely aware, Hella, that John Wick is a fictitious character. I was having fun. Plus, in the truth community, no one ever mentions fighting because it's supposed to be bad or something. I can say that when zombies come after your fucking ass. Plane Drifter. Mo Sampson Martin can search forever in that boat. Well, we're training up because basically anything can go wrong at any time we are finding. So we need to be sea ready before we go gallivanting off into any ocean scenario. Not feeling quite safe enough to do that yet. In a small boat. Just local. Hippie Shake, good to see you, sweetness. Mag Trom and Matthew Lazenby, and Dominique Bear. Good to see you, my brother. And Miss PG. I saw photos where I live on yachts on the water. People do live on them. People live on boats, and they are beautiful, some of them inside. And of course, they can just sail anywhere. They don't pay taxes because you can. In fact, live on the oceans. Just drop anchor somewhere. As long as you've got money for grub and stuff. It's perfect. Key, good to see you. Esley and Mike, who's Stellium 7. It could be residual. What do you think, Mike? Not sure. So I see Dave Mantle went to see your beastie. He's gone to see your giant dead beastie. King Schnugel Gerson's son. But I was talking to my friends about it only yesterday, Mike, actually, about the year thing going on. It was very interesting about like the inside of its year in the caves. Cheryl, good to see you. Cheryl Halamara. Good to see you. J2, Brian, Moo. Okay. So let me compose myself, guys, and get my shite together for the rest of this vlogage, which is quite a bit of it. I've definitely had to dump a bit, actually, after I had that like really bad happening at the beginning, which is... I saw the shit trickle sometimes, guys, yeah. Whatever. Dallas Fowler, good to see you. I'm a landlubber. Nah, man, that's no good. Our land stuff's just don't. You're just stuck, especially if you're on a shitty little island like Britain. They got you by the short and curlies, haven't they? There's nowhere to fucking run because we're on an island, basically. But because of that token, we haven't been invaded like 1,000 years, apparently. So whoever invaded the entire realm back like 150 years ago. Good to see you, Rigello, Breslau. I never seen the Curve 2. Go watch the Level 2. It's on this channel. You're never going to find a curve. We've been looking. Where's the curve? Where's the curve? Your son looks a proper Welshman. He looks like an American Civil War Confederate soldier to me. Dennis? But yeah, he does look like a proper Welshman. Actually, no one looks like us in Wales. But you can have that fantasy that Welshmen look like that. Mark, good to see you. Tyler, good to see you. Right, back to the juice. Images of the day. Make sure to share this out because, like, as I said, it all went west and a bit Pete Tong earlier. That happened. I love the water too, Liddy. Small world. Me and you, like, we know the same stuff. Mark, good to see you. The water is where it's at. And I've spent most of my life on it, really, on and off. And I'm never happier away electromagnetically from all of this shit. Because when you're on the water, you're away from all of that for start off. And your perception changes because of that fact, and away from people and all of it, really. It's perfect. Anyway, back to juicage. What wood doesn't float? That's the wood. Okay. So that may have been a bit of an unkind thing. Nobody actually really thinks that Robert Wagner killed her, even though Robert Wagner looks like a proper serial killer. Yeah? You're telling me Robert Wagner, I'm going to see a killer wall. He's got a fucking serial killer wall, guys. Robert fucking Wagner. Have you seen him? I think he even played a serial killer in the past. Right. Images of the day. But first, I think I'm going to change the order of ceremonies. I'm going to look at these Rococo trains. Now, in 1850s, trains in the America land look like this. These are called Pullman trains, and they literally took them off service at the turn of the 1900s. And Russia have got the same sort of quality trains. And I've been on some quality trains, but this is for the public. It's not exactly what you witness on Wild West movies, is it? Except for maybe Wild West, actually. But not as nice as this. This is a Rococo period. And they had, so you go like from Kansas to Santa Barbara on a train. And you got double bed. You've got the window or desert going by and things. And they bring you drinks. And it looks like the inside of the Titanic. So a bit like the trains of today. A bit like British Rail or Great Western. Or Aviva trains are just like this, aren't they? Yeah, see. They come around and they say, do you want a pork pie, mate? It's like, no, you're all right. Don't need pork pies. Give you salmonella, then we'll. So it's beautiful inside a train, isn't it? And they were the Rococo period trains. I think we've gone backwards because everything is too poo now. So people were talking to me about Mag Lev technology this week as well in the comments. And this is a guy who's been using Beatles wings, as we know. Scarab beetles, other beetles have electromagnetic anti-gravity properties. If you have a bucket full of scarab beetle stuff and you put it all on your arms, you'd be able to fly. But how magnetic or as I should say inert is the Beatles wings. So these are Beatles wings. Check this out. And they are, let's get it to levitate. So that technology exists in nature. Is levitation. But the same principle is used by bees to get around. They use the EM field as well because obviously they're physically not able to actually fly in this realm. And spiders as well use the electromagnetic field. But yeah, so they have amazing if you want to call it gravity, but just inert to electromagnetic field, and levitate. Beatles Wings. So I'm satisfied by that experiment, that is actually a real thing and could be used for maglev technology. Right, we're moving on. So this is that sky train in Germany, in if I could ever pronounce it, begins with W, Wolfsensberg, which is beautiful, but look at its station. It's like in the 1800s, and everything's looking like futuristic worldage. I'm just surprised I've never seen any of this in my youth or any of this. It's just really weird. So this is a lady, an Irish lady, looked like she got a skirt on. We did sort of investigate this picture earlier, wondering if it was, actually we thought it was a man. In fact, we thought it was Clive Dunnoff's army. But I think what's going on here is she's really, really little, and these books are just normal size. No, obviously not. They're big, aren't they? So I wonder what stuff it says in these big books. It's all about like magic and stuff. But yeah, there's archives of big books for giants that existed before us. They probably burnt them all, except for these ones that are caught in a photograph. So apparently, did this serpent turn up like that out in the depths? And look at them wonky fingers. Do you know what that is? It's when they go like in between dimensions and their fingers go all like discombobulated because they're morphing statically. Serpent woman in India, apparently a thing in antiquity. And the Phoenicians, they got to have like insane decoration even on their pianos for their symphonies. So who's wearing the trousers in this badge? That's actually a royal household. I don't know his name. I can't think of anything witty enough. Here in Russia is one of those brilliant Tartarian Russian palaces in Moscow. But underneath, as you can see, the usual wallage for the older civilization, which is underneath that building. These are Native American Indians. She is properly block up, but she's got one of those rattles there. So that does something with the spiritual realm, doesn't it? A rattle. Certain instruments that, interact with the spiritual realm. When you, like my 432 Tibetan bell, when I sort of ting it or bell it, it reverberates through to the other dimensions. I feel that quantum jumping is possibly a thing. As I've mentioned in the past, I have quantum jumped to my doppelganger Martin, who happens to be an author. And it's like, word me up, Matt. How did that go down? My doppelganger and better musician Martin, yeah. And all the better Martins to get little attributations of all my better doppelganger Martins that I do in a dwaddle, which is a quantum leaping process, which I don't actually perform really. It's loosely based on that. I've tweaked it. It's my own, but I think it's definitely possible. This is why I ends up being able to do loads and loads of stuff. Look at that for fine art perfection, which is another Phoenician thing. Hark, the sound of bullshit. Now, what are these? What are these? So they're in a museum, obviously, and as you can see, they're sort of, I'm guessing, Mesopotamian theme, but they're like alien stuff, and all little weird creatures that apparently roamed this realm in the past, and enough to have a weird statue made of it. So the Parthenon Rome, as I have showed before, had that underneath it. So really, all of that is really underneath all of that. I'd be tempted to dig it up. Got mud flooded. They say this is the oldest concrete roof in existence. 2,000 years old, and that concrete just stayed there. All the walls, all the Earthquakes. Italy's like really, really earthquakey. So this is actually a vampire killing box. You got a bit of holy water, some vampire killing stuff, anti-vampire snuff, and a cross, which you put on a vampire's head. And I think this is maybe a dead saint. I don't know if that's necessarily a vampire because it's missing vampire teeth. I don't know. So the Phoenicians always got the mermaids, haven't they? Ooh. Little close up of the mermaids. But as you know, once they, what is this made out of? When they gold, I know, get out of the water, as I may have mentioned. So yeah, I got new channel art being worked on, made by Social Ripper. Thank you so much, Social Ripper, who's in the chat right now. I had ones with like Cheddar Banuskis on there, but it was like, oh no, I think that's too much Cheddar Banuskis. Abort. But then I got to like it after then. I thought, oh no, that's really good. So I can never make my mind up about decisions concerning flat earth British stuff because it's like so much of it. And, you know, it's got a certain flavour, hasn't it, flat earth British? It's like quality, classical stuff like this. Top-notch stuff, yeah? Like this. Now, I know what you're thinking. He's only showing that because he can show, like, naked women's breasts. No, that's not true, guys, yeah? It's a beautiful, beautiful statue, and I can appreciate it for its quality. And she's got that Egyptian scarab beetle thing on the neck, which is telling you about Mag Lev technology, which is probably what that hat does. And then wing boots that Mercury has. It's got like wing boots. So the Tobizzo wash is good, guys. Clothes cleaned by compressed air in the past. So no gas, no steaming, no dollying. Don't know what that is. No stepping. Don't know. No preparation. Just chuck it in there. It all comes out ironed in Huddersfield. I want to go to Huddersfield. Any Bob? Huddersfield. So these are showing you something about this vandalized aqueduct, probably what they would call Roman. But yeah, so the water would have come through here as part of that water tech that covered the entire realm, which is also part of that circuit board city thing. Jennifer Aniston, this is her after lockdown. She's not looking as good as no, I don't think Angelina Jolie looks good anyway. So yeah, Jennifer Aniston's knocking on a bit. So according to Genesis, yeah, do you know the Bible, guys? Have you heard of the Bible? I wrote that. No, that may not be true. According to Genesis, we all come from Adam and Eve, who had 3 sons. Think about that. Take all the time you need. So somebody come up and said, oh, there's other books where they had like 14 kids. So six brothers, 6 sisters. So I'm not sure about that would be acceptable either, because that sounds a bit incesty. So how is this going down exactly? There's been some really dirty shit in the beginning of the humanitarian race, isn't there? According to this narrative. Yeah. Well, we've all arrived from somewhere, according to this narrative. Somebody's been shagging somebody. I'm just wondering. Oh, this is good. This is clever. I exploit spirituality to sleep with hot women. Starter pack. Brilliant. Okay. So how'd you get to do this? Oh, yeah, you hippie the shit out of it. Namaste. Yeah. My happy place. I'm convinced that you were my queen in a past life. Nice chat up line, mate. Nice chat up line. I've never used that myself. Dress all like shit and like down to earth and go grounding every day. Get some crystals. Yeah, a little bit. $1. So you can show the conspiracy stuff behind there. And some shongai around your neck. Yeah. And you're guaranteed to get sex. Actual sex with a hot, pretty woman. Okay? Okay. You're the first here on Flat Earth British. Guess what, guys? You know citric acid. You probably know this, all you flat earthers and truthers and stuff. But it's black goo. I ain't even joking. I thought it was made out of fruity stuff. It ain't. Yeah. Citric acid in all of today's processed foods is not what the name implies. It doesn't come from citrus fruit, but instead it comes from GMO black mold. It's black goo in our food. And I'm trying to dodge everything for aspartame. And I found out it was in cereal the other day, and I've been eating fucking cereal. So I've been having aspartame whether I want it or not. Anyway, so young people, yeah, this is what females looked like in the past. Let me show you. Yeah, they walked in the street like this. Today, they leave nothing to the imagination, and it's like, just shit. Not happy about it all anyway. So yeah, the Earth's drying up. Everyone's going to die soon. So apparently, it's going to be a big flood. So don't worry about it. It'll all fill up. Okay. This is, in fact, Lake. Oh, it's a very important lake. It's the second biggest reservoir in American lands, and I can't remember the bloody name of it. And it's dried out because that was in August 2017. In August 22, you've got hardly any water left. So you better just start making water. So now in that beautiful German town square, and then in the past, isn't it lovely how they just smash everything to smithereens and then build it back up again? But like, guys, it's brilliant for business. Yeah, the industrial complex smashes it in what? Yeah, have you seen this? Musk Wang. Yeah, the Chinese space program, Musk Wang. Yeah, spaceships. Yeah, he set me off on this guy here actually sent me off on a Bruce Lee frenzy this week. Yeah, so I literally come through in everything all week. My arms are hurting from chopping newspaper. Oh, so they sell these days. Perfect bathtub toy doesn't exist. Oh, it says it doesn't exist, but it does because there it is. Duck with a dick. So you can have like bath time fun. My rubber ducky. Or in that case, my rubber dicky. Anyway, that's wrong. So see, these 2 years ago, these are what were available. Okay, so these are literally hot sauces. You have colon cleaner, Professor Payne's anal angst, ex-hot sauce, flaming flatulence, okay, and butt pucker hot sauce. It's good marketing, though, and memorable marketing as well. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Okay, clit simulation forum event this way. I think there's been a typo. I think that is stimulation. Clit stimulation forum that way. Okay, it is. The times have changed. We're finding, guys. It's old-fashioned people. I know what you're thinking. Look, he's a man and he knows what a clit is. Yeah. Not like the 20th century pizza dodger. Anyway. Have you ever played mental hopscotch? Yeah. You start in Exeter and you finish in Rome. Yeah. It's called mental hopscotch. And I'm good at hopscotch. I'm quick at, like the International Fake Station quick. Bruce Lee quick. And I am like water. And I'm like Bruce Lee as well. I am exactly like Bruce Lee. I'm as tough as Bruce. Well, I'm not. In my fantasies, I am. Do you know when I was going to say when women are like, not that well behaved, they end up being reincarnated as trees. I mean, what I was trying to say is wanton women. They end up reincarnated as trees. Yeah. There you are. What a tangle web we weave when we sell our bodies. Oh, well, yeah, this is it. We have a beer as cold as your ex's heart. I know a lot of you are thinking that's very debatable. That has to be very, very, very cold. I know what you're thinking. So, do you know Bradford's an Avon? Yeah. It's a wanking festival. Yeah. It's first weekend in September. So, if you want to go. Oh, it's walking. It's folded over. Don't worry. Forget about that. It's no wanking festival. Shit. Law of the sea. Okay. Sail. And then you get, it's for sale. Oh, yeah. Common words and phrases involving ships, water, and the sea. Drowning in debt. Cash flow. Loan sharks. Liquid assets. Staying afloat. Currency. Head above water. Legal tender, which is a small boat. Frozen bank account. Subprime mort gauge mortgage. My house is underwater. Breach of contract. Citizen, relationship, worship, hand worship, sponsorship, scholarship, championships, censorships, citizenship. Could go on and on and on forever. No, it's not coincidence because it's the Phoenicians and we are under maritime law on the land because the roads are seaways. It's all shipping. Everything's shipping. Even though it's dry, the land is still shipping. Have you seen a plug hole like that? I mean, a thing in the street like that. The rain goes round and round and does a vortex thing. Well, I think it's very, very Victor Schrobergy. And seems to be some sort of, well, run away quicker. Right, let's investigate the 1980s pop scene. Let's see how many of you are pop-tastic in the way I am. Okay. Now, I seen Chrissie Hynde. She did Glastonbury this year, right? Chrissie Hynde, yeah, out of the Pretenders, yeah. She got brass in pocket. She knows how to use it. She got sexy. And guess what? Yeah, she's fucking sexy. She's Susie Quattro sexy even now. You want to see how she fits her jeans? Yeah, and she's about my age. Just saying. Anyway, Debbie Harry, she never ever like sort of. She didn't fare as well as Chrissie Hynde, I'm afraid. She's out of. Fuck, I can't remember. Well, that's Susie Sue out of the Banshees. I used to love her. That is Pauline Black out of the Selector. Yeah. I bought my baby a red. That is polystyrene. Polystyrene. I remember. Oh, I wish I remember you. You're out of punk band, weren't you? Yeah, you were the Sticks or something like that. Anyway, maybe you're somebody. Led Zeppelin. You got. I know. Sexy, isn't it? Oh, I found an old map. With old language. Yeah, on it. Okay, including Persian language. And this weird map of America land shows Island California. But it is really weird how they show these massive bits of land up here that's not really happening. Canada's sort of shit as well. They have got the lakes, only 4 of them there. There's one missing. Maybe Lake Erie needs to fill up a bit from the River St. Lawrence. But in a lot of cases, you don't actually see the Great Lakes at all. Oh. It's a good map. So how many Phoenicians turn up out of fish? Well, here's one, assisted by the thing that's always hidden in the chem card, the hidden hand. And just like what's his name that come out of a whale? Fuck me. Excuse my language, sorry. Noah, not Noah. Jonah in the whale. I know. So do you know in these Renaissance pictures, I wonder what's happening with these bubbles with different realities in them. It's like that's not them, is it? That's a different reality altogether in that bubble. And he's looking at it. I think these are viewers, like holographic viewers to different time zones. There could be like time's not a thing. Okay, the now cops, they exist in like a different dimension and they police it all. And when people go and do stuff like mess with it, so there he is, the Grim Reaper, another pussy, and dead stuff, and they just trample over everyone. See the apparently when Genghis Khan dies, they take him back, or is it the Aga Khan? One of the Khans, anyway, the one who had Xanadu. And they take him back through Asia. Anybody that set eyes on him, they got executed. So he went through every town. So everyone, like, basically got murdered. The way they do in history. It's all nuts. So the commander, the dance commander, J-Lo, J Christ, he's got access to a black hole. Or is it a black sun? See, I definitely think portal technology is going on. And they had these wheelie castles. Have you ever seen Mortal Engines? Voila. They ripped it off from the Middle Ages. They had massive stereos on them as well, though. So, like, blasting out, I don't know, Crosby, Stills and Nash, or whatever Vietnam music would be really good. Creedence Clearwater Revival is really good in dropping bombs music. This is a nice little tram. Look how tidy it is inside. They've got that deck chair covering. Every time I see that deck chair covering, I have an internal mental vision of the 1960s TV program Prisoner. I don't know what that is. It's a mental thing. You probably don't even know what I'm on about. It doesn't matter anyway. This guy here, he loves everybody. He's like, come here, my little people, let me cut you. You probably don't talk like that, being from the lands in the north. But I definitely 100% think that it's all about hidden land. And they know about it. See this cat? He's a big fan of Renaissance art. Yeah. Ah. We're animals. So, yeah, is your flat like this? It's not. And I'm thinking with mirrors everywhere, and they're convexed in a lot of the Middle Ages period. I'm wondering if there's anything to do with vampires, whether they need an early warning system because there's that many about. Who's in the mirror anyway? Do you ever? I'm really buzzing at the moment because I'm happy with Martin in the mirror in the mornings now. I'm like, you're all right, you are, Matt. You've done good, like in this realm. I'm like, yeah, I know, yeah. I'm safe. So I'm good like that. I'm happy. But like, what is it? It's another realm. Is that the real realm? Are we in the mirror? Are we in the mirror? Does it get switched over somewhere? So that's the Cotton Exchange, full of Phoenician architecture. Look, all the juice upstairs, predominantly top heavy. Wow, that's amazing. Crazy. This guy got to go to the top of this to fit light bulbs. All right, it's probably in the era when light bulbs exist, but I bet you they exist or light on free energy. And what are these buildings down here? What are they? Okay. Stupid anyway. You could fall. Nah, fuck it. Probably had a good buzz. So, do you know these old arches? Now, this one here is going absolutely nowhere, right? Because it's on a melted rock. The melted rock's blocking that. So, I'm thinking this wasn't always melted. And something's come straight through the roof, hit all of the top off this year. And whatever has happened has wiped away the bottom architecture, which I think is floodwater. Because we always see this feature in a lot of antiquity, even in Britain, where the bottom 6 foot or so is exposed because of Noah's flood, the flood water. Antiqua tents. See these? They're setting these up for the military in a square here in this courtyard, and they've got these like pointy things. That one's different, and that one there. I'm sure they're using or harnessing, even with these here as well. Look, guys, what's the point of them? See what I mean? I'm sure they're harnessing free energy, Antiqua tents, and lighting them up, or heating them even. So look how big the world was in the 1900s. 1900, just before Wall Street crash, before the so-called recession and Great Recession. And this is Wall Street. And as you can see, there's the old world there, which you could call Rome. And look at the size of this architecture in New York for 1900, before the motor car was even invented. All of that was built. I'm going to take the skin off my head scratching it, guys. I really am. Look at the size of this. It's just mental. And the whole world is really pretty. They always have these beautiful little outside drapes. Never mind inside. They have outside drapes all over America at this period. It's crazy. So no matter how paranoid or conspiracy-minded you are, what the government is actually doing is worse than you can imagine. And this is a U.S. State Department employee stated, and this photograph can't substantiate it, but it seems to be human robotics. Now, I think they've come on a lot further than them saying. You got like Chinese guys buying like fembot wives or making them. And you have Fiona, although she can't shake hands, but she can give you spuds because of COVID. You don't want to get infected by Fiona. Giants are real. I know, Mo. I know. I got a giant book I was going to show you, but I just cut it out because of the length of the vlog and all what happened earlier. I got to sort all that out after this. So yeah, what if they got to come on a lot more and they had biological robots and they call them us humans? How would you even know if he was a robot? How would you even know? So I mean, supernatural is afoot, guys. Look at this here, right? This feature is not so much a water feature. They got all of this around it. But what about this lamppost? You've got these big cables coming off it here. Big cables coming up it there. And they curl off here and old lamps. And then it goes all the way up to there. So it's wires coming off it there for the electric tram. So it's all electrified. All of it. Even the lighting. And look at these things up on there as well. But what that is, it's a religious statue. I'm aware of that. But so much going on that we do not understand. So this shows up on loads of maps. What happened? How come Greenland is not one big landmass like they show us on the maps and is actually 3 separate islands? And why do they call it Greenland when it's covered in snow anyway? Danes, when they discovered it. So in the recent past, it was completely green. Whatever it is, don't know too much information about it. Lots of people asking questions. We don't know too much about it. It's supposed to be really high above sea level, etc. But according to this map, it's 3 islands. It's not snowy. And then you got Friesland or Isolia. And you got all of these large islands, between Iceland and Greenland, which are no longer there. So they've had an inundation. They've had flood at some stage and they're gone. Unless we're looking at another realm where they exist in another realm, and the one we're in now is not the same place. So, like in Prague, the astronomical clock, they've got them indoors as well. This one is absolutely beautiful. I've got a feeling that they were all astronomical clocks in the past. And probably told the time going backwards. Time is not real. It's constructs. It's a slave and it's a portal they suck you into. It's not even real. So do you think there was a last kiss and he was looking around at the camera before the great whatever happening happened? And it got fused. Yes. Romantic, isn't it? What? And here is mud flood. And all of that mud underneath that wall. And what is in there is a bit of the classical world. Because it all got mud flooded. And then they're digging it out of the mud. There's your evidence. That's a nice photograph, though. And this is out of an old book. And it shows basically a Tartar woman and a Tartar man. Okay, guys? But they show you all of this crazy, crazy architecture. This world, we're looking at 1600s people here, right, guys? And what all of them buildings are like domes, golden domes, or pyramids, or obelisks, or antiquitech, and it's all attributed to the Tartars on this book cover. And there's, as we'd expect, all of this world. Interesting? I know. Virtually the entire human race is hypnotized because they think what someone else told them to think. Well, that's true on their part, but that's the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard. It's doing what other people tell you to do. So he's like the predator. See that? Yeah. He literally, it all opens out like one of those crazy lizards. Yeah, like when it's angry, and it looks a bit vampy as well. So when they built that or made that armor or whatever it is, that statue, what was their frame of reference? What were they thinking about? What were they thinking about? So, Nightly, who are we saying goodnight to? Am I missing all the action in chat? This is not fair. Well, anyway, anyone I've missed and all, I'm coming back and giving you all shouts anyway before we go through them all. So, look, we've got an entire peoples, and we've got them to believe that they're living on a ball. Here it is in our viewer. Oh, right. Oh, that's bloody stupid. There's stuff upside down. Doesn't it all fall off? Yes. And water curves as well. That's a bit stupid. Water always finds its own level. Yes. What are they? What, you're telling me that that's stupid? Yes. And later on, we'll use this as an advert for British Gas. Oh, good. So, sometime in the past, shit goes down. Shit goes down. So, yeah, like this. Angels are saving the... I'll save you. I'm saving this baby. I'm saving you. Yeah, it don't look too good, does it? Look like shit go down. If I'm going to die. This is a brilliant New York map, look, guys. So a lot has changed since this time. But when you look on old maps of New York being built, they show you like north of Central Park. It's all still being like built. But according to this map, it's all up and running. Here's Battery Park, which used to be a star fort. And I guess in the Twin Towers would be around by this area, or would it be? And they got quite a few big skyscrapers. The Brooklyn Bridge is up and all of that on Fifth Avenue. But I'm not seeing the Woolworths building at that stage, which is the first biggie. Maybe the Flatiron building, difficult to determine. But not any massive skyscrapers. It looks like the Brooklyn Bridge is the biggest. And here on Governor Island is a star fort. Also, Staten Island got star fort. Liberty Island is Fort Wood. And also Ellis Island is all star fortage. And there's a big one in Brooklyn as well. So, how advanced were they in the past? Well, this advanced. In 1915, Berlin, Professor Korn, inventor of telephotography, says photographs by cable will be transmitted by a system during the Pan Exposition that we had in San Francisco. So that World's Fair that I mentioned earlier with San Francisco, the big one, the Pan Pacific Exposition, was telephotography. So sending in moving up photograph images through a wire like they do today, or they send them through the air today. So check this out. Here is something they apparently spent to space, but it's only a vacuum, so don't worry about all the smashed dented bits, because it cost 50 million, okay? So this is 1972. Okay, I've got closer images of this. All the nuts are missing and light shines through because, hey, it's only a vacuum. Apollo 16 lunar module cost 50 million. Okay, observe its unique shitness. And here it is, the 1964 SR-71 Blackbird with a price tag at 34 million. Why didn't they make their space rocket look like the Blackbird, which was built in 1964? Okay, don't worry about that one. So in Paris, in the past, we had public urinals. Okay, so, oh, I want to go to wee. So I'm guessing women can't do the same. So I guess in all of this mark share is urine and pee smell. And if that's a hole in the ground and you put your shoes by you're going to get splashes, pee splashes on your shoes. So what would be good is if you get like a shoe shiner up by wipe the piss off your shoes. So was it really that in the beginning? It seems a bit ornate. I think it's something repurposed, like a portal for jumping maybe. So yeah, he comes in, stands there, has a piss. Bonsoir, Miss Jones. And people are just walking past while he's standing there. We're really out. You think you can fix the engine, Timmy? I can't concentrate with those jugs, honey. You keep distracting me. You want to put them away? They look like Minuteman missiles. Minuteman missiles. You're so cheeky. So, yeah, that could take your eyes out. But you can see, this guy, this cyclist, it's worth taking up cycling. Probably a bit dangerous, so. It's like, yeah. Look at my ample bosoms, and I'll give you some water. I can't. I'm concentrating. I'm not dying at 45 miles an hour. Christ, you can run fast. Yes, I can. So, this witch here, and she's definitely a witch, 29 years ago, okay, she was singing shit. I got you, babe. Okay, and then she got up to, do you believe in love, ever love? So this basically, after they've extracted adrenochrome from 1,000 tortured babies and children, yeah, they inject it into her miserable, scheming ass, and then she's 73 looking like that. They're all like it. How could the Queen be nearly 100 and do all of that stuff? She hasn't even got a colostomy bag. So, did you do a pact with the devil, or is she a vampire? Well, there's something definitely going on with all these Hollywood stars, guys, if they're even the originals. So, J.R. Tolkien, you may have heard of him, Lord of the Ringsy man. There he is, there. Welsh is of this soil, this island, the senior language of the men of Britain, and the Welsh is beautiful. So I didn't even know, until this. The Tolkien was a Taffy, was a Welshman, like my good self. So, do you know Lord of the Rings? Have you heard of that? We wrote that. London, in the war, it didn't have to get fucking battered. Look at this. This is the local pub. In the Blitz. Jeez. War sucks. So here's Don Petite. You may have seen him earlier saying he would go back to the moon in a nanosecond if he hadn't shit it all away. And broke it up. Here he is in a movie studio of the ISS, pretending he is on the ISS. And in this shot, you get to see the fourth wall, which you miss most of the times when they are on the ISS, because they don't show you the fourth wall, because then they would show you that they were in a studio. Because the International Fake Station is not up there at all. Okay, it's not traveling at 17 times faster than a bullet, because that is just spongy to think it. No one's insulting you if you believe it, but it is really weird that you believe that. Okay? So look at this for a pistony car. I bet it goes like stink. And there's only seems to be horses and carts at this period, and they look like Edwardians. Whoa, they're big pistons. I bet that goes like stink. But it sounds like a Harley Davidson. So yeah, a fossilized hand. I don't know if you asked Larry and Mike still there. This could be like a Titan's arm. Because look, you can see the fingernail there, can't you? No, Titan's arm could be. Or what about these huge footprints? Yeah, it's just a coincidence that the rock pool looks exactly like a footprint. A huge giant footprint. Also these are fingers. They're like the fingers of dead giants. See the fingernails? Yeah. Who knows? It looks like a hand to me. And you see loads of these as well. Like the impression in stone where something very, very large has left in his impression. A mate of mine, he went to a brickworks in the Czech Republic, and he found a giant's thumbprint on somebody who produced the bricks. And what's more, they were bigger bricks. And what's more, there was only one man working in the entire quarry, and he was a giant because his thumbprint was big. What if they were that big? Yeah. What if you had a 500-foot woman, just turn up? I was going to say from outer space, but that's not a thing. Blowing my way to the top, and I didn't even have to go on the casting couch, by Camilla Harris. Oh, it's about a hairdryer. All right, I thought you were actually being honest then. Never mind. Definitely, maybe was the quickest selling solo album in music history by the British Mancunian band called Oasis. Now, I had seen Oasis. I was utterly disappointed. The band before them, Travis, were much better, I thought. Did you notice that a big fucking globe in the room here? Why would they have a globe on the album cover? Sort of a weird mirror. So a picture of Burt Bacharach, because they sort of dig Burt Bacharach's music, apparently. A Man City player, because they apparently supporters of Man City. And this previously would have been a crummy flat in Manchester, but they've tarted it up pretty nice and done the floor nice too. Yeah, they're nice, these Victorian rooms anyway, but glow programming. And that's why they make them famous. It's like they've done the same like with Jamiroquai. As long as they go on about spaceship, she's just a cosmic girl and space stuff, they'll just push them into stardom, like literally. So I'm going to make a prediction here. In America land, these are hanging up. This is in Juniper Street in America land. So I can't stand football, okay? But I am weak and I've got a bit of pride about being a Welshman. Okay, I love being Welsh. So US versus Wales. We've got the most expensive, bestest player in the whole world, mind you. Okay. And that is coming up in 4th of September. Okay. So I'm going to say Wales 3, yeah, and USA 1. And I bet you 5,000 Monopoly pounds. Okay. And Wales are going to win the World Cup. That's my prediction for this vlog. Play this back when it happens. This is a nice statue to have on your wall. So something to make you go miles away to, less worried. So burn witches. That's not actually a good idea because all she done wrong, or him, is basically he was into keep fit stuff and he ate well. He collected herbs and he was known to eat mushrooms. So they burnt him because he wasn't heavier than a duck. So these were about in the past, apparently. In Italy, in the 1920s, they were running around on little like electric car things with a pod over there because you don't want to get infected by, you know, people with tomato flu or anything like that. So they had them. And the real story, yeah, the perversion of Alice in Wonderland is the Cheshire Cat was smiling for a particular reason, apart from he's tripping. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. So, lessons of the day. Don't buy your class heart-shaped balloon. So, if you are a substitute teacher, okay, do not. Although most balloon sculpturing always ends up like, well, dicks and balls, really. Everyone knows that. So, yeah, they come like this and then they go like that. So I think that's a brilliant laugh, but probably not for school. In my last post, you may have seen in India, they found a wheel, and I showed you it on a newspaper cover of in India in the Gazette. And there is in the photograph where they actually found it. I'm not sure about this building. Looks really smooth walls, but they found this, and it's thought to be a Stargate. Portal. Hiya, Jordan. Sending love to you as well, my brother. I enjoyed some of the stream. I couldn't watch it all. I had other stuff on, but I really love. You're my guilty pleasure. I don't watch much on the internet because it's crap. But you're not, Jordan. Yeah. What's above crypto in the chat? I'm talking about, guys. Go sub to it. Does the Earth rotate? No. It's a static. Move all plane. So a lot of people in this place are anguishy. I had somebody in Facebook today and they were saying, I don't want to go on anymore. And I was thinking about like, should I get involved in this conversation? Because the first thing that came into my head was fucking grow a pair then. I was like, well, that sounds a bit unkind. They might go and kill themselves if I say that. So how can I? And I thought like better judgment. I just not bother and didn't bother. But I wanted to say something helpful. But all that came to mind was, stop thinking about the past, feeling sorry for yourself because you're sitting down doing nothing, stuck in a rut. Go and do something. Go and do something dangerous. Go and do something fun. Like her, she's like in anguish. She's like, oh, this fucking place ripped me from oblivion where I knew nothing and now everything's in motion and pain. Wankers. Vampires are a thing. They had them in the old films. Look here. I've got a copy of Nosferatu, I was going to link to you, but I've gone off that Nosferatu buzz now. I think it might have been bad juju if I even got the shit earlier. So there's a vampire accompanied by a ghost. It's Horsley ghost. And they suck the blood out of people. And then they go off on their merry way. But they change into bats as well. So this is an interesting sculpture. Waterman. Oh, like the Phoenicians. She got something going on as well. Her face has gone to like water as well. But he's definitely water. There's definitely a Phoenician theme going on with that, I thought, in that artwork. The watery embrace is probably not called that. So this was where Marilyn Monroe ripped it off. It's going over the vents for the underground in New York City, turn of the century. Whoop, upskirts, which is like never going to happen. That's the rudest thing anyone's ever seen. Laugh it off, love. You're probably really upset later because we've all seen your frilly boomers. So yeah, Marilyn Monroe does that later. So the jester. Okay. Our cats, Phoenician jesters. What about the jester himself? He's the most intelligent person of them all, isn't he? He knows the secrets. He's listening to the, the royal court, if you like. But they are the cleverest of people because humor keeps them at bay. Los Angeles Times. Oh, this was a terrible earthquake event. Look what happened. Okay. LA area freeway buckles. Okay. Remember when this happened in that terrible earthquake? Yeah. 33 people died. Yeah. Many hurt in 6.6 quake. Right. 33 died, 6.6 quake. Okay. I think something was afoot with that. Don't you? And another Phoenician suggestion, like we say, out of the water. We can almost visualize the Phoenicians in the water, in the clouds. When you concentrate on them, you see them. And this is a nice little Phoenician picture, I guess, with Tartaria and emanating out of what I guess is a watery source because of the color of them is a big Phoenician head. So we got a new prime minister coming in Britain, possibly. This woman here is called Liz Truss, and she is in fact sister of Chucky, and we didn't know. She looks like she's into having a big war, doesn't she? Yeah, she looks 10 types of crazy, but all right, whatever. It don't mean shit anyway. Look at this for beautiful artwork. I'm not sure what's going on. You should like this, Jordan. I like the obscure. I can see like 1,000 things going on in there, but there's nothing definitive. I see people, but they're not people. I see a holy ascension, but it's not there at all. I think that's open for interpretation. It's called flop. So let's have a closer look at this American street. In the 1870s, we got electric trams. They've just been invented. Massive Greco-Romano building covered in crap. I wonder what done that. It must have been the pollution from the cars. This roof's gone off this building. Is it just being built? Or is it just being, like we usually find, repurposed? Patents agency. Plenty of inventions going down, but as I told you, the main patents office for America lost all its patents 1834. I wonder if any later patents actually got burnt as well. Probably. Like Nikola Tesla's patents. What happened to his inventions in his flat in America, in New York? Yeah, I know. So when I was in Prague back in May, they had Dracula on the wall of the station, and here's another version of Dracula, and you see a lot of vampires, especially in sort of Bohemia area, like Transylvania as well. They're big on the old vampiroonies. Batman, was you a vampire? You got bats. I know you got power over bats, but you seem to be really stinking rich, and you're in some sort of like really, really wealthy dynasty, and you seem to have superpowers. I'm wondering if Batman was actually a vampire and may come out later. Mudflood. So if you imagine a mudflood in the past, and it came into city streets, and then it rested on the buildings this far on the windows, yeah. That's exactly what you're going to witness when you go out there today. Only a lot of it's been dug back, and they have these big sort of, it goes really, really low and a retaining wall and then the road. Or they're just left like this, and the pavement and the new road is put up to it, and all this is leveled. And that's what the mud flood looks like. And they are indeed a thing as well. Okay. Mud flood. So Southeast Asia. I showed a little bit of this before. I'm wondering, this is like Quetzalcoatl death cult, but it's in India or further east, Burma. Why do they have these things with multi-heads and multi-arms anyway? Just a reminder that your rights are inherent and you don't come from the government. Oh, look at that little lamb. I fed a little lamb once with a baby's bottle, and they haven't got after they got a suck on. I mean, you rip the head off the baby's bottle, but it was so cute. I've had them with mint sauce as well. It's really nice. What? And Welsh people have lamb. Sorry. Saying. So 750 of you I've managed to retain for all of this time. Well, that's bloody good. And I've got more links and stuff that I could show you if you just wait here for a second. Please make sure to share this out. I'm sorry about all the clusterfuck at the beginning of this vlog, but what happened was my camera wouldn't work. My camera wouldn't work and my microphone wouldn't work. And I had to do it all over again. And now after my show finishes shortly, I got to go and put all the links in and stuff. And it never went live on the Tartaria channel. No, I might go live tomorrow. I have said that I would go live, but probably not on this channel because it's all gone to shit, with guests. Mudflood Ray, who talks about Mudflood, and Bill, if he does join, he's welcome. I'll send a link out there, and I'll be doing that on probably the Think Tank channel because I get quite a good few people. Harry, I am Lord Krishna, Shishi Krishna. Good to see you. Miles Phillips, brother, good to see you. Give us a second, I'm just bringing a link up because, as I explained earlier, it all went to shit. So 2 hours of that. That's good. Mo Sampson, stop being sorry. Okay, I will. I'm stopping being sorry. But I'm sorry though. Got to run. Okay then. France, brother, much love to you. Don't fall over if you are running though, okay? Just be careful. Don't twat your foot on anything. Okay, mate? Because that would be bad. So I hope you've had an enjoyable time tonight. Sorry about all of the weirdness. I keep saying sorry. Sorry about all the weirdness, because that was not good. I'm going to link everything up that I show you. I've got so much I wanted to show you, so I'm guessing I'm just going to have to show you the rest tomorrow, guys, because of the time factor. But I've got a couple more things I'm going to give you. Cheech! Yeah, well, this case is like just we're blowing it wide open. You know, I keep thinking to myself at the end when I've like picked it all up, the links, and I go through it all in my mind, and then I think about what I'm going to say. I'm like, shit, if this was in a court of law, they would have a big trouble. They wouldn't be able to answer any of this. How is this possible? What about the massive amount of, census fires and records? It's just too much of a coincidence, guys. Think about it. It's just, they've eradicated the past. It's just extra evidence that this is the case. We get reset. Karen Dirt, love you as well, dear. It's lovely to see you as well. Yay. So give me a second. Just bringing up more links. 700 of you watching. I don't know what we peaked at. I know, like I said, it all went west earlier, but it's okay because I persevered. I forged ahead because truth is more important than my whingy everything went to shit thing. Does that make sense? Because I'm feeling very truthy right now. Truthy indeed. You go searching for like the biggest truths, and all you find is, well, everything's a lie. But that's part of finding out truths, because you've got to have a lie for it to be truth. So, but I can deal with that. It doesn't upset me too much. Like, I get over things quick. So I'm like, oh, you dirty fuckers, like that. And then I'm like, okay, I'm over it now. Quick. I get over things quick. So that's bloody good. Okay. So I can guarantee you that space rocket, which they say is going to space, is not going to go anywhere, my friends. Okay, I can tell you that. For nothing. Because they can't get up there. Because space is water. Okay, we're moving on. So, these were designed for me. If you could help in comments, and I comment all you want, guys. I do go through comments. I spend a lot of time in comments, but that's because we got a think tank. Social Ripper said he was going to do these groovy memes, flat earth British stuff. And I had to come up with concepts, and he came up with some of these, and I quite like them actually. So I'm going to use them, and he's going to do some more. So that is really nice. At first, I was like, too much, like, well, it's very, very cutchy and cute and like, lovely. So I was like, that's not man enough. Buzz, abort. Give them AK-47s and man it up a bit. But I thought, no, that's lovely. I really like that. So thank you, Social Ripper. I really like my memes. I love that. Thank you so much. Okay. Somebody mentioned giants. I'll link this up later. This is a fabulous book. It's a French book, and it's from 1840 to 1903 is when Gagnier Edouard existed. And what he did is he did a book of giants and dwarfs. And it seems, according to this book, like, 1749 year, they know these people, who they are in the aristocracy. And the book literally is full of giants that apparently existed. And they show you skeletons of giants, skeletons of real dwarfs. That one was from London, apparently. Let me just show you if I bring the pages up. This big. And this is not like, what I'm trying to say is this book is not like a book of fiction. Apparently, this is a book of fact. And these people were apparently existing. Here's that Brazilian Amazonian woman. And she apparently went on tour and was in Leicester Square Odeon. And she was 3 meters tall. Look at that fantastic stuff that she was wearing. So, yeah, she went on tour. She was in Leicester Square. And so she existed as well. Okay. And this book is just full of like literal giants, proper giants, and evidence. Although I don't speak French, you could translate it. And it is a cracking book for evidence of giantage. Oh, he's doing a Masonic thing there. The size of them. Sheesh. And Patagonian giants. People went to Patagonia and they were inhabited in recent-ish times by giants. So where are they all? They're depicted in bas-reliefs and in Greek as well. So giantage. I got stacks of giant stuff. I got loads of these types of books anyway, all about giants. Okay. Ooh. Not sure what he's painting it. I'm not sure what that device is there behind there. Look at that. That looks like some Tesla tech. Interesting. What is that? What is that? Let me just mag it up a bit. There's a wire going into it. Some sort of coil. Oh, that's a clue in itself, because that's a really old picture and there's some sort of crazy device going on there. Electrical device. So that's really interesting. Okay, like I said, I will link it up as soon as this vlog finishes. And this is apparently Napoleon, who was, or Frederick II actually, but Napoleon was really, really little. And he was a proper dwarf. And they had him as a member of the nobility. So giants in nobility, dwarfs in nobility. As big as a horse or cart. So, evidence, dear friends, the giants were a thing in the past in a book. And I've got loads of these. I'll share them tomorrow with you. Well, I found them in the Library of Congress. Never seen before. I heard about them. Been trying to get hold of them. And I managed to locate them. You want to see them before. These are pictures of the weeks following the San Francisco event. I'll just show you this because it is rather good and juicy. So what he sees when he arrives is basically a load of earth, and it is so hot that it's smoldering. And there's a written narrative as well that comes with these videos when I'll link it up a bit later. And it tells you all about this looting and a big robbery going on with safes. They arrested some Chinese people. Look at the size of that pipe. So unchecked meaning they didn't try to out them. So I'm buffing a bit here. Okay. So we got the cameras in quick. What's that? Satellite dish. There's a bit of electric thing coming out of the wall there. So basically, you had Armageddon in London. This is like the apocalypse, this is, and it all looks like the apocalypse. So it's buffing. It doesn't want to play. Okay. That's absolutely fine. So if you do not know, okay, this is our channel here, Flat Earth British, but we have a few more. Make sure to sub to them. I will link them below. We got Martinliedtke's Necktail. I put some sailing stuff on there. The Celtic Tartarian channel is years of content, 1,000+ videos, millions of views, and all of the build up and all of the information concerning the subject of alternative history and Flat Earth. That's a backup channel for that. And Flat Earth British Think Tank, which we're going to probably use tomorrow because I miss it, and get a good little crowd in there anyway. So make sure to sub to all of them and not miss any of the juice again, please. And all the other good stuff that they do on YouTube, like share me out. So there's Mike Stalerium 7 saying hi to our hippie. Cheryl, good to see you. Oh, let me flick down. They were earlier comments. So Flat Earth British Reload, give me a $5 in the... They're going to stop 60% of that in tax. Although I still keep on going with it, but they do not get any money from me. Holistic Media is taught to reload. Flat Earth Reload. I know that name. So Lee Welshman, another Welshman, the Welsh are invading today. He is up in Bridgend, or was. Matthew Titus. Rennie says, love you too, Rennie. I do not know you, but I feel. Mac Trump. Feel love. I feel love. Jack of all trades. Miss Piggy's Pigs in Space. Miss Piggy was a proper psycho, wasn't she? She used to batter poor old Kumi. Kumi, hiya! Yeah, she was lethal. Yeah, I had a girlfriend once that looked like Bruce Lee. Martin Haley, Pure Blood Unite. Yeah, $3,500 per 10cc, Martin Haley. We're going to smash it. Okay. Bandana. What? Bandana. And I wasn't too rude today. Lee says the Fourth Reich content set. Ooh. I can't. My brain's not working. All of that trauma earlier of not getting a Saturday out. Chich, good to see you, my friend. Miss Piggy, Flat Earth Reload. I was thinking Reset. That's a different thing altogether. Flat Earth Reset. Although it don't bother me. So I hope we had a Troll 3 experience. They don't really come here because they shits themselves. And there's Brian. Rolling madly. He's rolling up his lasties. Roll up your lasties. Okay, guys, get your happy hats off. Now we're going to relax. We're going to unwind. I hope that wasn't too traumatic. So what have we covered? Have I missed anything? Dun, dun, dun. Right, everything done. Are we going backwards? Yes, we are going backwards. We're going to get into black and white if we carry on going. They're going to the moon. They really, really are this time. And vampires. Now, I missed this earlier and I should have told you. This was linked to me. In the memoirs of Nikolai Bagration, during the Boer War, he recounts that the British Army were aware and assisted by extremely white vampires. What? Are they all like extremely white vampires? Are they all like anemic? Don't we get black vampires? I'm just wondering why vampires are so white. That might be something to look into. Plains Drifter, Alvar Billy. So stereoscopic images came out. The first photographs in 1839, and they were 3D stereoscopic images in juicy HD, and it went all downhill from there on. So we started out super fantastic, and it all went to poop after. Okay, we've looked into the fires that have taken out a shitload of halls of records and censuses of records, departments, Alice Islands, national personnel. It just goes on. The patents office, it just goes on of how many they've destroyed. We had a little giggle along the way. Hiya, Enrique. I hope you enjoyed, despite the beginning. So I'm going to get off now. I'm going to put the rest of the stuff into the links box. That's been 2.5 hours, which is fantastic. Krenzler, only lost half hour. Alva Billy, it's good as my peach. The more space, the bigger the products. They can go F off with that space thing. It's rubbish. Oh, Jesse, it's no fun. PJ, good to see you. Like PJ Harvey. She does hardly wear clothes. I never used to. JJ, good to see my brother. How's it going? Okay. Well, if you are in chat now, I'm going to be going like in the next minute or so. So if you do want to say ta-ra, get yourself up on a Flat Earth British vlog. Say ta-ra now in chat, and I will bring you up on set screen. How's that? They said go cheap, says Mark. Beauty Bob's in the house. Miss P, thank you as well. I'm not looking for a scapegoat on anything. You know, somebody said that last night on a hangout about like Jesuits and Freemasons and all of that. And I'm not going to give any of it my energy. All I'm going to concentrate in is on this greater truth. And we are really on it, guys. So, you know, I'm not going to let go of the reins on this. I'm never going to let go on this little mystery. I'll tell you that much. So close. Brian Webster, thank you for that 20 squibs. If you do want to give me a contribution, click that link in the PayPal. It'll be better because, like I said, they take 25, like half of it. Take half of that in tax. Truth Seeker in Oz, don't fall off. The upside down, don't fall off. Okay. Jolly Man, Anthony Suso. I am always present, Martin. Well, like always. That's what, like omnipresent, Anthony Suso. You see my little crypto mining rig down there? My son made one. I got two, one in there, one in there. So we're Bitcoin mining. I haven't got one of your massive operations, though, Anthony Suso. Matt Pyman, much love to you. Thank you, Ripper, for doing them lovely pictures. I really do appreciate anything like that for the community. It's really good. And for my channel, I could do with like a fresh touch-up anyway, and like my tech is the shit. Lady Lux, where are we going? I don't know. You have to find something else on the internet. It'd probably be hard stretch. Maybe something else on. Don't know. I'm going to be doing this. So thanks, Ant. Thanks, Jenks. Thanks, Liddy. Thanks, India Dear. Thanks, Gigi Bob. Thanks, Shady Ives. Happy chocolate evening to you. See my shirt. It's like the purple color on the inside of a Cadbury's chocolate bar. You know that purple color. So I'm like a Cadbury's chocolate bar. You can unwrap me. Chocolatier. I'm waving chocolate fumes at you ladies. Jack of all trades. You and Earth first, space later. Yeah, don't worry too much about the space later bit, okay? We're not going anywhere there. As we break through and like ram raid heaven. Yeah, and not to be a bastard, do hell as well, yeah. Maybe God got daughters. Maybe the devil has. Have you thought of that? Divide it, we fall. I know what you're saying. He only had a son. Well, they might be keeping a secret. And I bet God's daughters, they're not going to be ugly, are they? Okay. Adam Forrest. Well, it might be. It might be ugly with beards. I'm just saying. Not like the Turkish royal family. Dallas Fowler. I'm having a Brian collapse stew. Good to see you. Curious Squirrel, who's Lady Laura. See my Brian's going. So hugs, okay. We'll do a big universal huggage. More than 3 seconds. Not too long though, because it would be weird. Miles Phillips. You can hug as long as you want. It's important that you hug. Get that energy exchange going, okay? Okay. Adam Forrest, glad you were here. Sun, Atkins, good to see you. The Art for channel is beautiful. Oh, thank you very much. Thank Social Ripper. New Facts, Flat Earth British is by far, hands down, my favorite YouTube channel. I get that a lot. You and John Levy are my favorites. I get a lot. In John Levy, it's Gavin's favorite. Neil, probably because we're cutting edge and we all smash it. I'm allowed to be smug. I work hard. Lunch bag Larry Basil, but I am sort of driven by the creator who takes me to these things and says, like, Emma Brian, Martin, turn the other page. And I go, okay, Emma Brian. I turn the other page and he's like, holy fuck. Space is a myth. Right, divided we fall. Martin Harley, I gotta go. True Blood Unite. Okay. Peace and love. Tooting popular front forever. May the seeds of your loins be forever thrown, fruitful in the belly of your woman. Escape pack. Okay. RH Pure Bloods. I don't know. I got a relative that has RH, but it causes opposition. I'm not doing it. I don't give a flying fuck. I had my give a fuck gland surgically removed. I suggest you do the same. Peace and love to you all. Much love. I'll see you very, very soon. I'm going to apologize once again for what happened before 500 of you. Make sure to like this. So, guys, get it out there. Okay. I made it massive. Share and like. Yeah. Please like button. It makes a big difference to the analytics. They're not big fans of truth. Okay. And this sort of information really needs to be out there, guys. So people know that they have actually covered up the past and covered up what was a glittering civilization. How else can I put it? We had it at all, and now they've taken it all. Yeah, slavedom, low vibrational experience. Yeah, we're getting proper psychic more and more. Have you noticed? My dreams are brilliant, and we're getting like off the radar psychic. Don't deny yourselves. Yeah, big likes. Lunch bag. Tell them. Lunch bog, Larry. Beachmaster, good to see you, my friend, and thank you everybody for bringing your vibration. You're on a flat day night. Sorry, it was an half start, as I said, but like I said, it's all meant to be. So, all right, I'm going to go and sort out these vlogs, okay? The descriptions and all the stuff. My Donna, give a fuck foul. This is a Welsh statement. Out when a doctor sold my kidney for 1 million. Did you get 1 million for your kidney? Did they give you anything? Fucking hell. It's not how much you get for a kidney. I got 2. Amazing show. Thanks, Bill. Got to have somebody with the same blood group. I'm that common one. Yeah. It's called vaccine free. Suso, much love. All right then. Boom Shankar. I'll see you soon. Nostalgia. And be good, and I'll see you in